Imagine this is a sidewall of a tire. The whole idea is to keep the tread area in level contact with the road, or you'll lose traction, especially in cornering. Now, Goodyear has learned a lot in NASCAR racing and applied that knowledge to Eagle's street radials. In cornering, there's a lot of force trying to lift the tire, but Goodyear Eagle's racing-inspired sidewall design works to hold the tire firmly to the road. Eagle radials, only from Goodyear. We like to say the best tires in the world have Goodyear written all over them.
Oil. It's the lifeblood of your engine. That makes your oil filter your engine's most vital organ. That's why Fram keeps going the extra mile to make the best protection even better. The Fram Extra Guard oil filter. Unique glass fiber paper stops more dirt than any other filter for the best protection ever. Fram Extra Guard. American or import, it's an extra lease on life.
Track Facts are brought to you by Quaker State. The Big Q is one tough motor oil.
Sometimes it's the seemingly simple devices that can make a difference for a Winston Cup race team. If you'll notice, in the window opening beside me, there's mounted a small aluminum box. Now, you won't see this box on race day because it's not allowed, but it's very vital when it comes to testing, given the limited testing time allowed for Winston Cup teams. It's a photoelectric cell receiving unit. You see, in the old days when they tested, they'd go to the racetrack and use stopwatches. There'd be some disagreement as to who had the best time or who was the most accurate time. The driver would run a couple laps, come down and say, "How'd I do?" They would tell him, he'd go back out and run a few more laps. Well, now with this system developed by Unipro out of St. Augustine, Florida, all the guesswork is gone. You simply set up a tripod at the start-finish line with a light beam. As the car comes by, this cell picks up the light beam. The driver has a digital readout right in front of him, which tells him exactly to 1/100th of a second what his lap time was. He can change the groove each lap, see his lap time, and know instantly what the quick way around the racetrack could be. Certainly, this little system here helps to maximize their time when it comes to testing.
And speaking of testing, we know that 35 NASCAR Winston Cup teams will be at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway tomorrow and Tuesday. The question is, how many thousand people are going to be there watching? They're expecting a huge crowd for the test in preparation for the Brickyard 400 next August. Here's Jerry Punch with a report on Mark Martin.
Remember June here at Michigan, what happened with Mark Martin? Well, I just talked to Steve Mill, the crew chief. He said it could be deja vu all over again for them, because their calculations tell them that they could make it to lap 191. Just like in June, they would run out with 9 laps to go.
Well, we shall see. Here comes the green flag. Rusty Wallace is at the front of the field, and I would have sworn that Mark led at the line, but apparently not, because Rusty is ahead of him as we get the green flag.
Dale Earnhardt down on the inside trying to get his lap back. There are 18 cars, 17 cars in the lead lap right now, so Earnhardt is running in 18th, but Michael Waltrip is a lap down. He just passed Earnhardt.
Yeah, he did. Dale did not have
his car's backing up a little bit.
Sure is. He didn't get through 1 and 2 well at all, and now he's running better, but he didn't have a very good restart.
Never seen late speed up on the outside of Earnhardt.
All those cars on the inside are a lap down. Now Michael Waltrip pulls up behind the 24 car of Jeff Gordon.
Wallace, Martin, Shepard, and Gordon are your front 4.
Lake Speed came out in 5th place on that pit stop. Actually came out 60s, past Ken Schrader now, has moved up to 5th place.
And Earnhardt's car is just not right.
Yeah.
That time he was way out in turn 2. Lake Speed has went by, is trying to go by, is going by, and I tell you, his car is just not right. Something wrong with that 3-car.
Speed gets by him now in turn 4.
And it's a race for the lead. Mark Martin goes by and takes the lead away from Rusty Wallace.
And again, he is way down on the bottom side of the track. Right down by the white line, comes up the track, has the lead, and Morgan Shepard now battling with Rusty for second. And maybe Shepard would like to take a shot at running at the front of the pack.
He takes a look there, but let's see what he does to come off the turn. He's staying with him. In fact, gaining a little bit on Martin as they go into turn 3.
How about that? Morgan Shepard showing some real strength here. He won at Atlanta. His only win in the '93 season. Martin a half a car length ahead again as they come through the fourth turn. And Martin is going to lead this lap. But Morgan Shepherd in a great run here this afternoon. John Kernan has more.
They have worked on that chassis setup all afternoon long. Finally, I think they have they've gotten it right. They've been taking bite out of it all day long. It's been tight, but now it looks like they've got it set up where Morgan can drive it and actually challenge Mark Martin. But getting to the fuel mileage thing, they're within a few laps of going the rest of the way. We'll just have to wait and see if they decide to roll the dice that way or play that card, whatever gambling term you want to use in that situation. But they're still figuring things out. 53 green flag laps, maybe.
Close. 4 cars running together. Then we get back to Lake Speed. Here is Earnhardt and Jarrett running together, along with Ted Musgrave and Ken Schrader.
Yeah, Jarrett has just moved around. Ken Schrader taking over the 6th position. Musgrave has moved up in there in that battle as well.
And also Rusty Wallace trying to go by Morgan Shepherd on the outside to take that second spot away.
And look at Jeff Gordon is right in there too. He's just looking for some place to go. He don't know which one to follow.
That's exactly right. And Mark Martin is loving this because it really takes his car 4 or 5 laps to get up to speed where he's faster than the other cars. And these guys are giving him just a little bit of an advantage to get his car up to speed. As Morgan Shepherd loses 2nd and 3rd, he goes back to 4th.
GM cars hook up to run 2nd and 3rd, and Morgan is back to 4th. 151 laps, and the average speed 148.0.
Announcing the biggest advance in Quaker State history. It's Quaker State's new advanced high-tech formula motor oil. It gives your engine superior protection against wear, superior protection against heat and stress, superior cleaning power. Protect your car's engine with new advanced Quaker State motor oil. It's formulated for today's high-tech engines.
This is a new car. I'd be crazy not to use Quaker State.
A noble warrior advised, the art of protection springs from within. One must stay vigilant against one's unfragrant perspiration, lest one provoke a hostile response. Thus, a Norse ritual is Right Guard Sport Stick. An aromatic array of the freshest scents and maximum protection against disarming wetness. Confirming the wisdom, the best defense is not to offend. Right Guard Sport Stick. Anything less would be uncivilized.
Ray Bestis has the right brake for you, no matter what car you drive. Ray Bestis, the best in brakes. For the nearest Ray Bestis parts store or installer, call 1-800-4-RAY-BESTIS.
ESPN Speed World welcomes you back to Michigan International Speedway, where Mark Martin has a 7/10 of a second lead on Rusty Wallace. Jeff Gordon is 88/100 of a second behind. Morgan Shepherd is 1.1. Lake Speed is in 5th position, almost 2 seconds behind. And Lake is in some heavy traffic. Here comes Dale Jarrett and Ken Schrader. So Lake is not in 5th position. It is Dale Jarrett who is in 5th.
There's Ted Musgrave in that group as well, so Lake's got his hands full right now.
Yeah, the car seems to be pushing up a little bit in the turns. He just can't keep it down low. They're just driving right under it.
And Dale Earnhardt, I said a moment ago that he was having a problem. We can see that he's changed his driving style, or the problem, his car is much faster now versus the competition than he was just a couple of laps ago.
Well, while we give a call to Ted Musgrave, let's give a call to Dale Jarrett, who started 27th. And here's how he has performed recently. Lap 115, he was 7th. Stayed there through lap 155 when he moved to 5th spot.
And there's Ted Musgrave.
And look at Ken Schrader taking advantage of the draft of the 2 cars running side by side. Going to move right around Dale Jarrett. Yep. Jarrett just had problems getting around Dale Earnhardt. And here's Ernie Irvin. Looked like he's slowing down.
He was running an 11th spot, and the car is...
Oh, and Schrader spins right in front of Lake Speed, and Lake missed it.
Schrader keeps it up on the wall. I hope nobody else is going to be involved, and I don't think anybody else was. Oh, my goodness.
Well, the gas mileage situation goes by the wayside here.
Yeah, it does. That means that it will not come down to a fuel mileage race. There is the pole sitter for the event, Ken Schrader, who will not win here today and pick up the Unocal bonus money.
He's trying to get his car moving. Let's see. Let's watch this once again. He's on the inside of Earnhardt.
And again, Dale is a lap down.
Dale Earnhardt is a lap down. Looks like maybe the air was just taken off the spoiler and the back end just goes around on him.
Now watch Lake.
Great job of moving down to the inside. Michael Waltrip comes down there out of the way. Jamie Spencer comes by.
Ooh, and Greg Sachs just gets by on the grass. Look, he's down the grass.
And again, the spotters play a very important part. They were on the radio to their respective drivers back of this crash, guiding them through it. And they did.
There's not a lot of damage to the car, but I think he stalled the motor and it won't start.
There are the spotters that keep track of where their car is on the track at all times. Schrader, meanwhile, continues to sit in the car. It looks like he would like to get the car going again.
Yes, I'm sure he would get back to pits, put on some 4 tires, because we see the right rear tires flat.
Yep.
I'm sure that he may have 4 flat tires right now.
We saw right sitting there down in the grass. It's hard to tell if it's flat or just in the grass there.
We saw Ernie Irvin's car slowing down just a moment ago. I don't know what happened to the Kodak Film Chevrolet, but I'd like to say hello to his wife, Kim, back in Concord, North Carolina, and also a new daughter born on, what, Thursday?
Yep, Jordan Lee was born Leah was born at Charlotte University Medical Center, 5 pounds, 12 ounces. From Bobby Hillen's perspective, see how he gets through this incident involving Ken Schrader.
The spotters tell him, look, we got a problem here. And he nails the gas and says, let me get through that before he comes back.
And now we see pit stops being made once again. Those on the lead lap come in, including Martin and Rusty. Here is Jerry in Mark Martin's pit.
And right side tires going on to Mark Martin. Boy, you talk about someone taking a sigh of relief. This team really wanted to see that yellow flag come out. And you see Rusty Wallace's crew now going to work on that Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac. Left side tires on Mark Martin's car. Here is Wallace and Martin once again. We'll watch the drag race. And now Martin tries to block going down pit road. And Jeff Gordon looks to have a great pit stop. He will be out first, headed back to turn 1. We might also mention that Larry McClure just walked by, guys, and told me that apparently Ernie Irvin said the engine let go. So they have taken the Kodak Chevrolet to the garage area. We are under caution here at Michigan International Speedway. This 24th annual Champion Sparkplug 400. More from Michigan after this. Stay with us.
Announcing the biggest advance in Quaker State history. It's Quaker State's new advanced high-tech formula motor oil. It gives your engine superior protection against wear, superior protection against heat and stress, superior cleaning power. Protect your car's engine with new advanced Quaker State motor oil. It's formulated for today's high-tech engines.
This is a new car. I'd be crazy not to use Quaker State.
There's no place on earth that I'd rather be than out in the open where it's all plain to see. If it's gonna get done, it's up to you and me. Come on and head for the mountains of Bush. Come on and head for the mountains of Bush. Here.
From the days when they ripped through the sands of Daytona to tracks like Talladega and Darlington, racing fans have had a love affair with the drivers. To commemorate these heroes, Country Time presents our new Collector Series, featuring Kowicki, Gant, Shepard, Hamilton, Jarrett, and Darrell Waltrip. What better way to salute the men who risk it all on the Speedway and the fans who make it all worthwhile.
We're watching driver Hut Strickland test the McDonald's car. Hey guys, what keeps Hut going?
McDonald's coffee, Jack. Hut loves the stuff.
McDonald's coffee, really?
Yep. Hut loves those sausage biscuits, too. What? You says they're only 79 cents.
Hey, he's pulling off.
Yeah, he's out of coffee.
What you want is what you
You want a sausage biscuit or anything?
at McDonald's today.
ESPN Speed World is being brought to you by Smooth Bush Beer and Easy Drinking Bush Light. Bush, the official beer of NASCAR. By Country Time Lemonade Flavor Drink Mix with a taste of good old-fashioned lemonade. And by McDonald's. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today. Under caution here at Michigan International, the top 5 at the end of 159 laps. Jeff Gordon, Brett Bodine, Bobby Labonte, Ted Musgrave, and Mark Martin.
If your automobile needs collision repair or a new paint job due to an accident, or maybe it's time to get rid of those minor dents, High-Tech Auto Body will give you a free estimate with the most professional body repair and auto painting your car deserves. Certified frame technicians with lifetime warranties on all collision repairs make High-Tech Auto Body your #1 choice. Call High-Tech Auto Body for your next insurance estimate at 249-9360 or visit us at 507 Muller Lane in Newport News. That's High-Tech Auto Body.
Hi, I'm Steve Forrest, owner of Victory Lane Race Fan Store. I'm here to announce our hot summer hat sale. That's right, our entire line of officially licensed NASCAR hats is now on sale for only $9.99, but for a limited time. And while you're here, don't forget to stop by and register to win a trip for 2 to the sold-out Richmond Night Race, courtesy of the Tidewater 500 Travel Club.
Everything for the race fan. Victory Lane Race Fan Store. It's like being on the team.
Are ready to make some noise. The lightning speed of Saturday Night Thunder will make you dizzy. Live USAC Midgets and Sprints Saturday on ESPN.
When Darryl Waltrip's at work, a tire problem could ruin his day.
Like you, I need the right tires at the right price. At Western Auto, we guarantee it. Western Auto's wide assortment of tires are at unbeatable low prices. And you can always count on Western Auto for mounting, balancing, and alignment 7 days a week.
Western Auto installs your tires fast with their 58-minute tire installation guarantee. Mounted in 58 minutes or less.
The right tires, the right price. At Western Auto, we guarantee it.
Right, DW.
The green flag has just come out on lap 162 to restart the Champion Spark Plug 400. That is Jeff Gordon up front. Dale Earnhardt is there also, but he's just trying to get his lap back. Well, Jerry Punch was a prophet today in the open of the show when he talked about the rookies and how that, well, they had qualified. They're also doing well in the race. Rookie Jeff Gordon leads. Bobby Labonte, another rookie, runs third. And look at the heavy traffic that Mark Martin, Jimmy Spencer, Dave Marcus, and others are in, including Rusty Wallace and Dale Jarrett, and Lake Speed, and Mark Martin.
Lake Speed way down to the bottom.
4 wide. Pit stop summary. Mark Martin in first, out 5th. Wallace from 2nd to 6th. Gordon moved up 2 from 3rd to 1st. Shepard from 4th to 8th, and Dale Jarrett from 5th to 7th. That was the restart order, and they are shuffling as we speak.
Some of those cars only took on a couple of tires, like Brett Bodine and the car number 55, Ted Musgrave. And so they made real fast pit stops.
And Mark Martin made a great move to go on the inside, trading the moment going to take that spot. We can see Dale Earnhardt has passed the leader. Jan Harry again is in the wall hard as he came off turn 4.
So Dale Earnhardt will get back in the lead lap here if he can stay in front of Jeff Gordon until they get back around.
No caution yet.
Yeah,
now
there
the
is.
caution's out. Yeah, the caution's out.
Harry Gant making contact with the wall coming out of turn number 4 here in the tri-oval. And now the drivers have not seen the caution flag yet. But when they do, we will see Dale Earnhardt maybe get a lap back, and a lot of shuffling still going on at the back.
Yeah, they are
racing back to the line.
They aren't supposed to do that. I mean, it's a gentleman's thing. But the only person supposed to race back to the line is Jeff Gordon, and he's racing Earnhardt, but he doesn't beat him.
Right.
So Earnhardt did get his lap back.
Man, oh man.
And there is Harry Gant, the reason for the caution.
And there's going to be debris all around the racetrack, so I think this caution flag certainly was warranted.
I tell you, this is a huge break for Dale Earnhardt. He was about to lose a bunch of points. influence on a lot of people there today, but now he'll get back around and be able to pick off some positions at least. Whether he can get back to the front or not, time will tell.
Gant won this race a year ago.
Who's going to pit, man?
I don't know. I can't imagine that many of them would, unless someone didn't feel his car was going too well.
Well, like Brett Bodine, Bodine may come in.
Member of the most recent crash before this one involving Ken Schrader. This is how it looked and sounded from our speed shot here in the Tri-Oval. And here's Harry Gantz. Oh, and a fire breaks out here on Gantz's car. The rubber's on fire. Well, he pulls it behind the wall. Here's Jerry Punch with the word on Ken Schrader.
Bob, they brought Kenny Schrader's Kodiak Chevy back behind the wall. They changed all 4 tires on it, and then the car would not fire. They pushed the car out on pit road, pushed it down pit road, and got it to fire. Now he's back on the racetrack, but he's lost some laps.
There you can see Dale Earnhardt catching up and getting that lap back. 165 laps are completed. It's still Jeff Gordon up front. We should be going back green in just a moment.
Best defense is not to offend. Thus, introducing the new Right Guard Sports Stick. Now with a time-release formula for longer-lasting protection against hostile odor all day. For protection that endures.
Tire foam protectant from Armor All. One spray, and even old tires look great. Kind of makes you wish we made car foam. Tire foam from Armor All.
From the Pontiac pace car as it comes down pit road, leaving the field on the racetrack for the restart. It is 3 o'clock Eastern time. Again, welcome to Michigan International Speedway. 166 laps complete. We're on lap 167. The green comes back out, and Jeff Gordon is still up front.
Nobody made a pit stop in second. Derek Cope in the Bojangles Ford.
Now here goes Mark Martin trying to get on the inside of Gordon. Can he make it? Did not make it that lap.
Michael Waltrip is third in line, but he's a lap down. Would like to get a lap back. And John Kernan has a comment on the man who is leading at the moment, Jeff Gordon, but Mark Martin again challenges.
Well, the best way to in the turns because Jeff is radioed in, pulled radio every hand. They took on only right side tires. The car is pushing really, really bad. It wants to shoot up toward the wall every time he goes into the turn, and Mark Martin leads him as he takes the lead heading into turn 1.
Yes, indeed. Mark Martin goes back to the front now.
Boy, this is really a break for Mark Martin, because if Jeff Gordon's car is pushing, all the good cars behind that have a chance to run with Mark Martin, they've got to get by Jeff Gordon. And taking that 2 or 3 laps to do that will give Mark Martin a tremendous advantage as Dale Jarrett coming up in the Interstate Battery Chevrolet, 3rd spot.
Great run for Dale Jarrett. There is Bobby Labonte racing with Jimmy Spencer, and Rusty Wallace is right behind Spencer.
Bobby Labonte was third on the restart here. Jarrett got by him on the first lap, and Bobby was one of those that only took on 2 tires also, so that might be hurting him a little bit in the turns.
I think we showed you earlier the race record 120-something. It's actually 157, and an average speed right now in our race is 144.6.
Sterling Marlin, Bobby Hillen, Jimmy Hensley. Was that Jeff Bodine on the bottom side of the racetrack?
Yeah, it's Brett Bodine on the outside of the racetrack, so some good, hard racing here. There's Brett in the green, number 26, the Quaker State Ford.
Oh, DW's in that bunch, too.
Yeah, he is.
And here's Earnhardt coming up in there, too. Earnhardt was in 16th place when he restarted. 16 cars are still in the lead lap.
Riding with Jeff Bodine there for a moment as Morgan Shepherd and Rusty Wallace challenge each other for position here in the Tri-Oval.
This is Morgan trying to take the spot away from Rusty.
They're up there in the point standings. Rusty third, Morgan fifth coming into this race.
There's another Fram Field summary for you.
Still trying to get by, trying. He pulls ahead, but is there enough room to come up to racetrack? No, there isn't. And meanwhile,
pinch it down.
And a car on the wall up in turn 4.
Rick Wilson.
It's Rick Wilson, yes. Turn 4 has been the scene of most of our incidents today, with the exception of Todd Bodine.
If he keeps that car, if he keeps the engine running and can drive off, there might not be a caution flag.
But the caution is out.
Yep.
Well, they got it started. Maybe there's some debris up there or something.
Huge break for Dale Earnhardt because he's able to, he's passed 5 or 6 cars. Now he'll be able to pull up on the back bumper of the cars in front of him.
Yeah, the front 3 cars had moved away pretty good from the 4th, 5th, and 6th place cars. And there's Michael Walker trying to get a lap back, but it's not going to be able to do it.
And this is the race back to the caution.
Now will anybody make a pit stop, put on fresh tires?
Well, those that are back towards the back in the lead lap might pay them to do so.
Yeah, they don't have much to lose, so they might as well come in and get fresh tires.
I really don't believe the front runners will. Although if Mark Martin comes in, you'll see everybody else follow him right down pit road.
Rick Wilson, the STP Pontiac, has pulled his car down pit road into the pits. He went a lap down. Robbie Loomis, the crew chief, talking to Rick.
26th position.
This is the Alec Myers Ford Thunderbird driven by Bobby Hillen. Looks like the door's bashed in on Derek's car.
Here's a replay of the crash.
He's
Yeah,
got
he's
high.
by himself.
Got the loose stuff up there and around him.
And boy, there were 3 cars side by side right behind him. Of course, they singled out in a hurry and were able to get under him and go on by without any damage. And he slips down to the inside of the track, and you see other cars go by on the outside then.
And Rick goes back out onto the racetrack as we look at the field come off of corner number 4 to see if anyone comes in for a pit stop, and no, none at least running up front. We will continue our live coverage from Michigan after these messages.
What does it take to be a mountain man? Do you need a big horse? Do you need a deep tan? Do you have to have a saddle? Do you have to have the gear? Well, the simple truth is you just gotta have the beer.
Bush beer, an easy drinking Bush Light. Have you got what it takes to be a mountain man?
What does it take to live a mountain man's life? Get smooth Bush beer is a drinking Bush Light.
You know, working at AutoZone is more than looking up parts or ringing up sales. Most of all, it's listening. Because my customers know more about their cars than I'll ever know. They know every rattle by heart. I mean, that car is their baby. So when they've got a problem they're going to fix for themselves, I'm going to do my best to help them get whatever they need, no matter what it takes. Because people like that, they don't deserve anything less than the best I can give them.
From the days when they ripped through the sands of Daytona to tracks like Talladega and Darlington, racing fans have had a love affair with the drivers. To commemorate these heroes, Country Time presents our new collector series, featuring Kowicki, Gant, Shepard, Hamilton, Jarrett, and Darrell Waltrip. What better way to salute the men who risk it all on the Speedway and the fans who make it all worthwhile.
We are under our 8th caution of the day. The record is 9. So many times the Winston Cup drivers have the spotlight, but truck drivers on the Winston Cup Series had their day in the sun again today. Here's Benny.
For the second year in a row, Mayflower Transit is conducting a competition among Winston Cup truck drivers to find out who's the better of the truck drivers. Joining me is one of our remote senior engineers who hauls our show from one location to the other, Billy Delahaye. Billy, you're a truck driver. Is this tough or is this fairly easy?
Well, it's pretty tough, Benny. It takes a while to get used to doing this. Guy started into a blindside back right there, and he got a cone or two, but basically they're doing a real good job. It's something that's not easy to do. It just takes a lot of practice and a lot of years of doing it.
What kind of weight are we looking at this tractor and trailer?
80,000 pounds. That's 40 tons.
So that cone ought to be flattened out by the time these guys get over that. What is the toughest thing about driving a truck?
Well, basically, Benny, just paying attention to what you're doing, looking way down the road, knowing what's going to happen, anticipating it, realizing you got a lot of weight you have to stop, and realizing your load's worth a lot of money. Not that the average car is not worth some money, but these guys have to do a real good job, and most of them do.
As we see the truck weaving through these cones, how far apart are the cones?
I'd say they're about 90 feet. Looking at them here, Benny, they could be 100, but no more than 100.
And the truck is what, 60, 70 feet long?
That truck there is probably right at 75 anyway, maybe 80.
So it only gives him 25 feet to spare.
Yes, sir. He come out of the turn right there, and now he's going into a blindside back. And once he gets around past these cones, he's got a left side back, and he's obviously turning the wheel the opposite direction of what he wants the trailer to go. So it's not an easy thing. It just takes practice, like anything, just like announcing, Benny.
Does gray hair directly relate to ability to do this?
No.
It doesn't do that.
But is this Grumpy here? I believe it is, isn't it?
This is Mike Culberson, the driver of the Meineke Muffler truck. And he's back. It looks like he's missed all the cones.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. I think he's got a little more gray hair than I do, so he's going to make it, I think.
He backs, and he goes through all the cones. And you've got to look. You've got to use your mirrors. You can't look out the window, correct?
That's right, Benny. Remember, gray hair is better than no hair at all.
Well, that's true. And we see Grumpy backing up. And this is our winning run.
A real good run there for Grumpy.
We can hear all the people applauding. And here we have Mike Culberson with a winning time of 1 minute 47 and a half seconds. So congratulations to Mike Culberson and all the Winston Cup truck drivers, because these guys week in and week out get these race cars to the track.
May have a new color man on our hands here with Billy Delahaye, huh? Well, here comes the green flag to resume racing. Weather conditions have changed here in the last few minutes as the cloud cover has really moved over, dropping temperatures. The green flag comes out on lap 176. That's Mark Martin and Jeff Gordon up front.
This cooled off so much we might have to turn off the air conditioner around.
I doubt that.
And we can see that Mark Martin already jumped out to a 2, 3, 4 car length advantage on Jeff Gordon. And meanwhile, they are racing some serious racing going on behind these guys.
And that's back there where Dale Earnhardt is, behind a big group of cars.
Mark Martin looking for 2 consecutive wins in NASCAR Winston Cup competition here at Michigan to add to last Sunday's victory at Watkins Glen. There's the big pack of cars behind Mark.
There's Earnhardt, late speed. The 55 car, Ted Musgrave, that's for position.
3 abreast racing here. Bobby Hillin and Kenny Wallace and Brett Bodine. Brett and Greg Sachs did make pit stops under that caution.
Morgan Shepherd trying to take over third from Dale Jarrett up ahead of this group of cars.
There we see Wally Dallenbach. He spent several laps in the pits, put in the axle back in his car where he broke an axle on the pit stop. B.J. Jones, the white car directly behind them. Here's I guess it's a Morgan Shepherd's car as he looks back at Dale Jarrett. And
yeah, he just passed him going into turn 3. Took third away.
Inside Jeff Bodine's Motorcraft Ford now with the telemetry. See how he's doing now compared to earlier in the day when he had 199 miles an hour at the end of the tri-oval and backstretch.
Well, Jeff spent some time in the pit, so I don't know if the engine's running up to full song now. You can see he's down to 154 miles per hour through the corner.
I don't think he's going to get anywhere he's close to 199.
I don't think so. Not down the inside of the racetrack there, he isn't.
And he is several laps down. Now we see Bobby Labonte. Good run for Bobby Labonte, the Maxwell House car.
193 and then the break.
Jeff Bodine had some overheating problems with the motorcraft Ford. And is being shown in the 24th position right now, a couple of laps behind the leader.
There we see Ted Musgrave. There's Dale Earnhardt pulling up behind Musgrave.
In the interval between that pack of cars and the leader, Mark Martin.
Right now, Dale Earnhardt, our Winston Cup points leader, is running 9th position.
Here's 3rd and 4th.
There is Morgan Shepherd. And the interval between Martin and Shepherd, 1st to 3rd, is 1.1 seconds. And you can see Rick Wilson's car down on the apron once again as he makes his way slowly around this racetrack. We'll take another break and be right back with more from Michigan.
Raceway Souvenirs, your source for NASCAR and Winston Cup racing souvenirs. Just about anything for the racing fan, including race team jackets, T-shirts, Winston Cup sweatshirts, unique glassware sets, collector plates, and all kinds of hats. Racing collectibles are our specialty. Hard to find die-cast miniatures from today in NASCAR history. Ready to assemble kits and racing collector cards. We've even got racing bottled water. Raceway Souvenirs in Hampton, West Mercury Boulevard between Captain George's and Pizza Hut.
Recently, the Suzuki four-door Sidekick was voted best in its class in Canada. Pretty impressive. I mean, this is the great frozen north, the Yukon, rugged, untamed wilderness. We're even picking up a video as an adventure. So what if they call each other Hosehead and end every other sentence with A? It's an honor, and we're going with it.
Your local Suzuki dealer has Sidekicks for under $13,000. So stop in today. Suzuki, ask anyone who owns one.
PBA's big guns shoot for the pins at the Greater Harrisburg Open. Then it's into the ring for a heavyweight battle as Orland Norris dukes it out with Timber Jack Basting.
Knockdown Thursday, ESPN. Hey!
ESPN Speed World is being brought to you by Quaker State. The Big Q is one top motor oil. By Maxwell House Coffee, blended with Colombian beans, always good to the last drop. And by Allied Signals Fram filters. You can pay a little now or a lot later. Well, is the luck of the Irish that we talked about early in the show going to hold for Mark Martin? He leads. Here's a side-by-side battle involving Lake Speed and Bobby Labonte.
And Lake takes the position away from Bobby going into turn 1. That it moves Lake into the 6th position. You see Rusty Wallace just ahead of him there. Rusty's in 5th place.
Here's a Fram field summary.
Earnhardt was gotten by Ted Musgrave, now in the 8th spot.
16 cars are on the lead lap. Jeff Bodine is down 2 laps in the Motorcraft Ford. Harry Gant crashed out. So did Hut Strickland. Todd Bodine.
Morgan Shepherd is gaining on the car number 24 of Jeff Gordon.
Morgan Shepherd is 3rd in the Citgo Ford, and Leonard Wood, his crew chief, has been named the Western Auto Mechanic of the race. So we congratulate Leonard on that distinction here this afternoon at Michigan. Morgan's had a great race all afternoon. Started 4th and is currently 3rd, but moving in on 2nd place, Jeff Gordon.
He is closing in, closing in.
And he's able to keep the car right down on the bottom of the racetrack. Remember, Jeff Gordon, the last pit stop they made, he only took on 2 tires.
Right.
And
And he passed up an opportunity to come in and get 2 during that other caution, so just having to live with it.
Just didn't want to give up that track position as Lake Speed now moves in on Rusty Wallace, trying to take over the 5th position. Wallace's car, he's having to drive it very high in the turns, and that opens the door for Lake to drive under him. There's Bobby Labonte still having a great run here today, and he's going to try to follow Lake Speed around Rusty Wallace. Don't know if he can make it work or not.
Chose to go with his Ford teammate.
Right now, I think he's a little indecisive.
Well, they couldn't quite do it. Just wouldn't stick down there.
Meanwhile, right behind him, Ted Musgrave is trying to pass Dale Earnhardt and does.
Yeah.
So that's 4 points that Earnhardt has lost.
Look at that draft that Earnhardt has going.
Now he's trying to make the back end of that Ford Lewis going into the turn so he can pass him again.
That wasn't a draft. That was a push.
We got 14 laps to go.
He's got to run on Rusty this time.
Well, Rusty comes back. He has some momentum off the turn.
He's going to say, okay.
That's been 6th and 7th. Wallace, Speed, Labonte.
It'll be 13 laps to go when they come back.
Well, we're going to take another break here so that we'll be back and set up things for the finish of this race. Right now, it is Mark Martin leading and looking very, very strong.
Announcing the biggest advance in Quaker State history. It's Quaker State's new advanced high-tech formula motor oil. It gives your engine superior protection against wear, superior protection against heat and stress, superior cleaning power. Protect your car's engine with new advanced Quaker State motor oil. It's formulated for today's high-tech engines.
This is a new car. I'd be crazy not to use Quaker State.
Fire from beneath the mountains gave the land its richness. And the land gave the richness to the coffee of Colombia. That's why Maxwell House uses more Colombian beans than anyone in America. Because better beans make better coffee. Maxwell House, the official coffee of NASCAR. Always good to the last drop.
Win ESPN's NFL 12th Man Contest and you get to sit right here for all your favorite teams' away games. Great seats for you and 3 of your buddies. And the 12th man flies first class to all 8 away games, stays in team hotels, and gets $25,000. And this guy up here, he's the 57,460th man. He gets ice cream. ESPN's NFL 12th Man Contest, sponsored by McDonald's and Lee Jeans. Enter to win. Call 1-900-2884-NFL. 95 cents per call, no phone call necessary. Enter now.
ESPN Speed World in the closing laps of the Champion Spark Plug 400 NASCAR Winston Cup race from Michigan International Speedway. Mark Martin is on your left. Here comes Jeff Gordon in second, Morgan Shepherd in third. There is Dale Jarrett. And look at Morgan Shepherd, or rather Ted Musgrave, close in on Bobby Labonte.
Well, we saw him pass Dale Earnhardt there a little while ago, and they were pretty far behind this group, and Musgrave has just run them down and caught him. Now wants to pass him.
Musgrave been doing a fabulous job this afternoon in driving it. Jasper engine, US Air car. And if we just join us, we did tell you at the front of the show that Ted Musgrave in the 55 car will be driving the 16 car. Here we go, race for second.
Morgan Shepherd trying to take second away from Jeff Gordon with less than 10 laps to go. From the in-car camera carried by Morgan, he cannot make the pass coming off the second corner. They go down the back stretch.
Okay, real quick. Ted Musgrave's going to drive the 16 car with Jack Roush next year. Thank you.
I didn't know the 16 car. You got that car, didn't they? It's a Jack Roush car. I don't know that June drives it now, but Shepherd's still trying to figure a way around Jeff Gordon.
You know, Jeff Gordon finished second here in June.
Yep, sure did.
And Musgrave did pass Bobby Labonte. So he's now 7th. Musgrave 7th.
9 laps to go. Here Musgrave, he's got the group worked out on the bottom of the racetrack. Now, if he can just get to these guys, it's not going to be a problem.
There's the leader, Mark Martin, looking for his second win in a row and his second win of the '93 season. Behind him Morgan Shepherd still trying to wrestle away second place from Jeff Gordon, who is trying to finish second. Actually, he'd like to win, but he finished second here in June, and that's where he's running now.
Now Lake Speed has a run on Rusty Wallace once again, down on the inside, but when they get to the turn down here, he has to back off, and Rusty's been able to stay up there with him. Let's see what happens this time. It looks like Lake had to back off once again, but here comes Ted Musgrave down on the inside when Lake backed off. But didn't quite stick enough for him that time, did he?
No, not quite, but it did allow Musgrave to get right up on the back bumper of these cars. He figures if Lake will try that one more time, he'll be able to pass him. And Lake's going to try it one more time.
He's going to look to the inside at least. Sterling Marlin has dropped off the pace down the backstretch while we continue to watch this great battle. 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th here.
Sterling is one of the cars on the lead lap. As you see Ted Musgrave now down on the inside of Lake Speed. Can he make it work coming off of that turn?
No, here comes Bobby Labonte to block that spot, so now he has no choice except to try to pass Lake Speed on the bottom.
Well, they're not getting passed on the high side by Bobby Labonte there. Rusty Wallace is loving them, all those guys race back there. Allowed him to get just a little bit away from Lake Speed.
6 laps to go for Mark Martin. Jeff Gordon is still second, then Morgan Shepherd, Dale Jarrett, and then this group. Wallace, Speed, Labonte, and Musgrave. There's Mark. There is Jeff and Morgan. Dale Jarrett's running all by himself in 4th, and now 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th.
And Musgrave got by Bobby Labonte again. Well, we brought back the camera to our leader. Rookies 2nd and 8th. So, Ned, it looks to me like Winston Cup racing is alive and well with the young drivers we have today.
Lots of talent, no question about it. It's very strong.
5 laps to go now. Now Musgrave again tries to take over the position from Lake Speed.
It's slick down there on the bottom of the racetrack. Plus, you pinch the car down, and it kills your momentum, drops the RPMs on the car, and then the car on the outside just gets back and drives away with that momentum he's built up on the outside. But I think Lake Speed is faster than either one of them. Ted Musgrave is faster than either one of them, but he just simply can't get by. And there's a race for second as we come to the line here. Morgan Shepherd has moved on the inside of Jeff Gordon going into turn 1. He might have him this time.
Yes, he does. Use the inside line. Gordon back to 3rd now with 4 laps to go. Morgan Shepherd is 2nd, Jeff Gordon 3rd. And here once again is Musgrave to the inside of Speed. Here's having a great battle.
They are really having a super race.
Dale Earnhardt, the NASCAR Winston Cup points leader, is running 9th as there are 15 cars on the lead lap.
He's not going to lose nearly as many points as he would have had he not been able to get that lap back.
Yep. 3 to go for Mark Martin.
Side by side. I'll tell you what, that Jasper engine's doing a pretty good job because Lake Speed is able to get some draft off Rusty Wallace. Musgrave's down on the bottom all by himself, able to keep up. And Pete, come up, Ted. Nah, don't do it now. I need a spot for Ted, don't I? Yeah. It sounds like I'm pulling against Lake Speed. No, I'm not pulling against Lake Speed.
Just tell him what he had to do to make the pass.
Exactly.
Speed's had another great race as he had at Watkins Glen before suffering mechanical problems.
Now then, Bobby Labonte is going to try to pass all of them with all this traffic. Now, what kind of deal is that?
He went inside the white line on the apron to get around Sterling Marlin, who was only running about 60 or 70 miles an hour.
Well, that looked like a Dale Earnhardt move when Bobby Labonte just pulled on. I think he thrilled this crowd.
He sure
us
did.
too.
The crowd, which was kind of asleep, really was awakened by that move.
Lap and a half to to go. Here comes Mark Martin. He's coming down for the white, isn't he, Bob?
Yes, he is. And those shamrocks and horseshoes and every other kind of superstitious tool here in the Irish Hills appears to be working for Mark Martin because he has less than 2 miles to go for a victory. The battle for second place remains close. Morgan Shepherd has it right now, but right there is Jeff Gordon. We look back on Jeff from Morgan's Citgo Ford. They both come off the second corner while Mark Martin is halfway down the backstretch. There's Dale Jarrett running again by himself. Wallace, Speed, and Musgrave continue to run nose to tail.
All right, Mark Martin is coming off turn 4 as we watch these guys go in turn 3.
And Mark Martin, here he comes. He wins his 9th career NASCAR Winston Cup race in his 222nd start. Shepherd is second. Then Gordon. Look at this battle. It is Musgrave. Oh, got the position from both Speed and Wallace.
And I don't know who finished 5th. Then behind them are 6th. But Musgrave did 5th. There's a dead heat between Blake Speed and Rusty Wallace.
Here's Jerry Punch with Steve Meal.
Steve, congratulations. This track owed you one, I believe.
Well, I don't know if any place owes us one. We had a great weekend. I had a tough weekend at home. I'd like to say, Tyler, hope you're feeling better. Shane, I hope you're being careful on your jet ski. And Lacey, you got to be the toughest woman in the world. I'm off racing. You're keeping the home fire burning, and I appreciate it.
Steve Mill, very, very happy. On his way to victory lane to celebrate with Mark Martin.
Mark Martin, his 7th top 5 finish in his last 9 races. He continues his great late season charge for the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship.
Oil. It's the lifeblood of your engine. That makes your oil filter your engine's most vital organ. That's why Fram keeps going the extra mile to make the best protection even better. The Fram Extra Guard oil filter. Unique glass fiber paper stops more dirt than any other filter for the best protection ever. Fram Extra Guard. American or import, it's an extra lease on life.
McDonald's NFL kickoff payoff game is your chance to win.
Thousands of prizes.
Have an NFL player at your Super Bowl party.
So I take the 3rd exit, Blue House. Can I bring a date?
Pull the tab on any of the special McDonald's packages to win.
Wow.
Or collect kickoff payoff points for free NFL trading card sheets.
I'm going to a party.
What you want is what you get.
Play kickoff payoff and win.
Okay, I'll bring the drinks. You bring the chips. You got that? Right. At McDonald's today. And don't forget the dip.
Where to find the Mountain Man. A mountain man can often be found on the trail of adventure, in search of remote watering holes, or weathering harsh climates. Most often, however, you'll find the Mountain Man wherever you find smooth bush beer or easy drinking bush light. So, head for the mountains and find yourself in the wide, open world of the Mountain Man.
34-year-old Mark Martin climbs out of his car at victory lane. And Mark, congratulations on a win here at Michigan.
Thanks. I tell you what, those Goodyear radials were great. That last set was perfect. I want to thank Valvoline and this crew. You know, they've worked so hard all summer long, put me in great race cars. And Ricky Rudd was tough today, and he had some bad luck and kind of left it to us.
Sort of role reversal from June. Does this make up for what happened a couple of months ago?
Well, that one's gone, and you'll never get it back. And I've been wanting for a long time to win a Busch race on Saturday, and then the Winston Cup race on Sunday. And this is a great weekend, especially after Watkins Glen. It's great.
And he pulled off the sweep as he celebrates here with his family in victory lane. Bob?
A great weekend for Mark Martin, and a great weekend of racing here in Michigan International, as second place car was Morgan Shepherd, third was Jeff Gordon, fourth was Dale Jarrett, and fifth was Ted Musgrave with an average speed of just a little over 144 miles an hour. Here's the official results. We'll show them to you very quickly because we have to get off the air here. Bill Elliott finished in 10th. Dale Earnhardt was in 9th position when the checkered flag dropped.
Bill Parsons back in 19th. Jimmy Spencer 20th. Kenny Wallace 23rd, one of the rookies. And Jeff Bodine, after his trouble, finished 24th.
Harry Gant, last year's winner, finished down in 30th position. Ernie Irvin had a good run for a while, finishes in 32nd. Rudd 35th. Todd Bodine finished in 40th position, and Rich Bickle was 41st. The point standings now. Earnhardt is still on top, but Dale Jarrett gained 22, Rusty Wallace gained 17, Mark Martin gained 42, and Morgan Shepherd gained 32 points. A week from this coming Saturday night, August 28th, the annual visit to Bristol International Speedway at night, the Bud 500. Join us for that race. That's our next coverage of NASCAR Winston Cup competition. We thank you for joining us here this afternoon. For Ned Jarrett, Benny Parsons, John Kernan, and Dr. Jerry Punch, I'm Bob Jenkins. So long, everyone.
Of the many places surfers explore in their never-ending search for the perfect wave, one more than any other seems to have been invented in our dreams: Indonesia. It is a land of flawless tropical waves, mystical landscapes, and exotic religions. A place where natives still believe in magic. Hi, I'm Mike Lambrisi. And on this issue of Surfer Magazine, Team Billabong tastes some of that magic and falls under the spell of this place called Indonesia.
Here's a dream for you, a surfer's dream. You wake up in a strange bed in a strange land. It's hot, humid. You run down a hall lined with mosquito nets, waking up strangers, raving about the surf. Then you're all running down a jungle trail, and one of the strangers, a kid, stops and points at the sea. And then, in one of those weird dream jumps, next thing you know, you're in the water, pushing through a wave. And then you're up and riding. Only there's another guy in the wave with you. It's the kid, and he's ripping, surfing as if you aren't even there. And then the kid kicks out, leaves you alone on the wave. And it's pitching, so you grab a rail, hold on, pull in. You're in the tube, fingers of cascading water squeeze in. And then you're underwater, surrounded by strange, dreamy creatures. Everything's calm. Then suddenly, you're on land again, and there are more strangers, and they're all laughing at you. So you go back to the water, to the surf. Hey man, wake up. Come on, let's go. We're heading to Indo, to Bali. Come on, the plane's leaving.
Tom Curran has a passion for the ocean. He's captured that passion with his new band, the Ocean Surf Aces. His debut release was recorded outdoors in a natural amphitheater in Australia. It's what he hears in his head when he's surfing. Write this number down now. It's especially for Surfer Magazine viewers and will not be seen again. Get inside Tom's head now. 1-800-860-WAVE.
McDonald's NFL kickoff payoff game is your chance to win
thousands of prizes.
Have an NFL player at your Super Bowl party.
So I take the third exit, Blue House. Can I bring a date?
Pull the tab on any of the special McDonald's packages to win.
Wow.
Or collect kickoff payoff points for free NFL trading card sheets.
I'm going to a party. What you want is what you get.
Play kickoff payoff and win.
Okay, I'll bring the drinks. You bring the chips. You got that? Right. At McDonald's us today. And don't forget to dip.
Where to find the mountain man. A mountain man can often be found on the trail of adventure, in search of remote watering holes, or weathering harsh climates. Most often, however, you'll find the mountain man wherever you find smooth bush beer or easy drinking bush light. So, head for the mountains and find yourself in the wide, open world of the mountain man.
Usually Johnny sprays the Krylon spray paint and I get it on me. Not this time. Look, no runs, no drips, no errors. Dries to the touch in minutes. The other brand's tacky.
Good job.
I'm a pro.
For a fast, smooth, professional finish, get Krylon.
Indonesia is a long way from home for American surfers. The waves are great, but they're also serious. Fortunately, Surfer Magazine hooked up with a trio of hot young chargers from Team Billabong, Hawaiian Akila Aipa, and Keith and Chris Malloy, brothers from California. All three are comfortable riding the treacherous surf of Oahu's North Shore and would be at home in the shallow Indonesian reef breaks. They boarded a Garuda International jet in Honolulu and flew halfway around the world to the island of Bali, cultural and spiritual center of the vast Indonesian chain. Transportation can be tricky in Indonesia. Luckily, Surfer Magazine connected with veteran Indo-traveler Thomas Niedringhouse, who owns a company called Fountain of Youth Surfing Adventures. Thomas had offered to guide our crew on a 17-day tour of the country's premier surf breaks in Bali and Java. He even arranged to put the guys up at the Kartika Plaza Hotel in Kuta Beach, heart of the Indonesian surf scene. After centuries of colonial rule, much of Indonesia has been westernized. There are discos, surf shops, and restaurants to satisfy even the most timid American palate. But the place remains exotic. The smell of incense is everywhere. Small prayer baskets filled with flowers, rice, and coins are set out by the thousands as offerings to the gods. Even today, as Western materialism gains ground against Eastern spirituality, Bali is a strange place for Americans. One thing Bali has no shortage of is monkeys. Most are wild and tend to run from humans. But at the monkey forest in Ubud, they are anything but afraid. In fact, some of them are a little too friendly.
Would you like to touch my monkey?
I'm up. Put your hand up. You getting more than hungry, huh? It's time to go. We gotta go. See you later, buddy. Gotta go.
So you want a bag or do you want one of those things? Yeah. How much?
See you later.
To get a true taste of Bali, it is best to travel to the hill country, a string of traditional villages in the shadows of the island's active volcanoes. Wood carvers, jewelers, and artisans of all types sell their wares in the streets.
What's that?
You can get a lot of things that you'll never find at your local 7-Eleven. Like a love potion, bought by Californian Mark Theodore.
It says right here, special.
Mark's kind of a lonely guy.
Special love potion. He's gonna get tonight.
The morning after they arrived, a small swell came up, and the boys spent their first week in Indonesia playing in the spirited waters around Bali, most of the time at Indonesia's best-known break, a place called Uluwatu.
We're living by sacred words. If you don't know, we must know. Running out of time. If we can't see, we must be blind. How deep is this well? Can I test the water? How deep is this well?
Stay tuned. Surfer goes off the deep end after this.
Inventions. Even the simplest ideas can become products we use every day. If you have an idea, call the Inventors Helpline in Washington, D.C. at 800-227-7000. You'll receive free confidential forms and useful information describing the invention process. And when you call right now, you'll also receive a free brochure which tells you how to begin developing your new idea. So get the ball rolling. Pick up your phone right now and call for your free Inventors Kit.
Call 800-227-7000.
This week on America's Game of the Week, the Braves continue the struggle to stay in contention in the NL West as they face the Reds. Tonight, live on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball.
After a week of small surf in Bali, the guys were ready for something a little more challenging. Thomas had made plans for the crew to spend some time on the island of Java at a spot called Groningen, or G-Land, which many surfers regard as the best wave in the world. Although the crew was sick of traveling, they had a good idea it would be worth the effort.
Where am I? I'm on a big, huge barge. We drove 8 hours, I guess. I think I fell asleep, and we're getting on this big boat.
The trip to G-Land is a 24-hour affair, with an 8-hour drive, an overnight ferry ride, another drive, and another boat ride. Java is Indonesia's most populated island, a place of stark contrasts. Obscene affluence next to even more obscene squalor. Fertile green fields next to crowded, dirty cities. Soothing rural settings next to obnoxious urban hustle. Fortunately, G-Land is at the eastern tip of Java, far from the island's tense population centers, in a region as desolate and untamed as any place on Earth.
Bopping and a bowling. Bopping around.
Even after an all-night trip, the boys were amped at the sight of the powerboat that would take them on their last brief leg of the journey. The chances of scoring a swell at G-Land are always high. The island sits like a catcher's mitt at the bottom of one of the world's most consistent wave funnels, the northern Indian Ocean. The chances of meeting friendly locals are also high. The Javanese are impeccably civil and kind. As they neared their destination, the stress of the trip melted away. Everybody knew that they'd soon be paddling out to the kind of waves most surfers only dream about.
Outward bound and incoming, shell so shocked I could not bring. What's so sweet, a wine so dry, table set for me to try. You gotta know the sun to know the rain. You gotta have none, yeah, to know there's pain. Illusion, or is that what it seems? 2 tons to wake me up and bring you
Don't go away. The swell at G-Land is only getting bigger.
Tom Curran has a passion for the ocean. He's captured that passion with his new band, the Ocean Surf Aces. His debut release was recorded outdoors in a natural amphitheater in Australia. It's what he hears in his head when he's surfing. Write this number down now. It's especially for Surfer Magazine viewers and will not be seen again. Get inside Tom's head now. 1-800-860-WAVE.
Okay, I'll spell it out for you. Blockbuster's got thousands of these boxes filled with more movie star types than anybody else on the planet. Plus, they got anything you'd ever want. They got drama, they got comedy, they got kid stuff, they got thrillers. They even have foreign films with subtitles in case you want to do a little reading while you watch the film. Thousands of ways to have a good time, and you can keep them for more than one night. So if you want to have a good time, pow, make it a Blockbuster night.
In addition to perfect waves, G-Land is home to one of the oldest surf camps in the world. The camp holds about 40 people, pretty high for a surf resort, but the wave is so long and consistent the water rarely seems crowded. G-Land has a rich surf history, pioneered by the likes of Jerry Lopez in the 1970s. The locals were quick to realize the spot's money-making potential and established a rustic surf camp in the early 80s, not long after the place was discovered. Built at the edge of a national wildlife reserve, for years the place stretched the definition of the term resort. Tents on the sand, snakes in the path, that sort of thing. Surfers who spent any time in G-Land in the early days would come home babbling about the epic waves, then mention something in passing about the tiger that came sniffing around their tent every night. Today, the accommodations are downright plush by comparison, and surfers come from all over the world: Australia, Brazil, France, America. For less than $100 a day, you get a room, 3 great meals, flushing toilets, keg beer, ping pong, pool tables, volleyball, even a TV with a satellite dish. Plenty to do in case the surf goes flat or the wind starts to blow the wrong way. In fact, the place has so many amenities, it's easy to forget you're only yards from a wild, impenetrable jungle. Lucky for our boys, there was surf during their entire stay at G-Land, and they spent so much time in the water that nobody had time to perfect their ping pong game or their pool game.
Denied once again and the scratch. I can't play pool. I thought I'd let you know.
A homestead.
No matter how fortified the compound becomes, the jungle still manages to intrude almost daily. Even now, the camp remains both civilized and raw at the same time. You'll be sitting in the recreation hut, watching Wolf Blitzer on CNN, totally oblivious to the fact that you're 9,000 miles from home, and some guy will run in and say he needs a pool cue to knock the mamba dangling from the ceiling of his hut. The mamba, you learn later, is one of the most poisonous snakes in the world.
So how's your surf today, Brad?
Pretty heavy.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's really heavy.
What are you doing here?
Just something to do between sessions before dinner. Got dinner coming.
Pulling some barrels today.
Pulling some, broke my board. Somebody hungry?
But even if the wildlife manages to interrupt dinner, it's a minor sacrifice. The food is terrific, and after a day in the water, everybody is salty and surf-stoked, thinking about the waves they rode that day and the tubes they'll pull into tomorrow.
Changes in the pockets. Those who wish to spend. Fatter is the socket. We've been plugging in. Paths laid out in gold.
Stay tuned. Surfer Magazine will be back in a minute.
While you weren't looking, something magical happened. The durability of an oil-based enamel and the easy cleanup of a latex came together. Hard to believe? Try it and see. New Duratex Colors Enamels from Red Devil for the finish of a lifetime.
When is a stamp not just a stamp?
Stamp, this is a legend.
When is a stamp not just a stamp?
When it's really cool.
A stamp is more than a stamp when it's worth hanging on to.
When it means something to you.
But stamps you want to hang on to don't hang around your post office long. So call for this free catalog. You'll find this year's best stamps, past favorites you might have missed, plus great gift ideas. Call for our free catalog now. So, when is a stamp not just a stamp?
Elvis! Where's Elvis?
When is a stamp not just a stamp? New Joe Louis stamps. They're at your post office for a few rounds only. Or call for our free catalog.
If you demand more from an aftershave than that same old alcohol burn, you gotta try a brand new aftershave. New Sensitive from Old Spice. It's alcohol-free because alcohol burns. That's why they took it out and put these new cooling sensates in for real refreshment to go with that great scent. It's proof aftershave doesn't have to hurt to work. So use New Sensitive, and you might get burned. Take the heat out of aftershave. Demand proof. Try new alcohol-free Sensitive from Old Spice.
Gotta stay here. Got the scruff growing, hanging in the jungle. G-land. Time to shave it off, see what happens.
Last day here, I hope you get some fun surf. It's been fun so far, but I hope it stays good, stays fun. It's nice and sunny. It's gonna be some good long barrels today.
Yeah, I think so, huh?
We're on it.
Yeah.
After a week of solid surf, everybody was drained, but no one was eager to leave. Even on their last day, the waves were still pumping, and as the crew piled into the boat for the long trek home, everybody was already dreaming about returning to Indonesia and its flawless surf. For Surfer Magazine, I'm Steve Hawk. Thanks for watching.
Some Balinese believe that our lives on Earth are merely dreams, that true reality exists somewhere outside the world as we know it. If you spend a couple weeks riding the waves of Uluwatu and Groningen, this may not seem such a far-fetched idea. If you have the time and inclination, hook up with Fountain of Youth and give this dream a ride. For Surfer Magazine, I'm Mike Lambrisi, and I'll see you in the water.